Good
Welcome
evening,
into. Oh,
that's
thought I was gonna.
awesome.
Thought
I
I was
know.
gonna start.
Hey, whatever. Welcome, everybody. This is of the
All right.
Ranting Cast, the Upon Further Review edition. Frank and well, we'll get this right someday. Frank and I are going to talk about the last couple of games from last week that the Sabres played, including opening night
Yeah.
and then the Saturday game in Buffalo, both home games before they head out. Welcome, Frank. How you doing tonight?
Doing quite well, Ron. How are you?
I'm doing good. I think we never did that before. We looked at each other. We'll just no talk for a second.
I'm so used to opening.
I
You
know.
get used to
I
it
know.
after a while.
I know. Well, let's just tell everybody that day. What we're doing here now for the Sabre season is we're going to have on Monday nights for the Ranting Cast upon further review. Right there. You see that right down there?
Yep.
Or here? Yeah, right there. There it is. Upon further review, we're going to talk about the games from the previous week. Anything else that might have happened in NHL? Maybe if there was a penalty in the NHL, they call
Anything
it. The
big,
guys should be whatever.
any big stories, any big,
Yep. Yeah. We won't
transactions,
talk.
whatever.
Yeah, we won't talk about the future. The future will come for us to talk about later. But so we had opening week. Frank, how was opening week? Let's talk about the Sabres game one against Ottawa.
It's so much fun to have hockey back. So much fun. And first two games from the Sabres. I mean, they win 4-1 against Ottawa. Glorified 2-1 win. Let's be real. Olofsson gets 2 empty net goals to end it, and then they lose a close one to Florida, 4-3. My thoughts on the first two games are simple. I'm encouraged by their play. I thought the Ottawa game was very close. It was a very even game, essentially from puck drop to the 2 empty net goals the Sabres got. If I remember from the stats, in terms of like high danger chances, in terms of actual scoring chances, both teams got relatively the same amount. I think Ottawa had maybe one more high danger chance to score and then Buffalo did. I think the number was 11-10. I can't remember. And I can't remember if that was a 5v5 or all situations. But despite that, Ottawa was the team that came in to this season with all the hype in the world. And Buffalo showed right away that they can keep up with Ottawa. And I don't think a lot of people gave Buffalo a chance going in to start. Now, Florida is a different animal. We know we now see this, that they don't look like they're going to regress that much from last season. I still think they will. I don't think they're going to win the division. Last couple guests we've had, I talked about how I think the Leafs are going to win the division. I think Florida's going to be second though. But Florida's still very, very good. They're a great team. And there's, even with Paul Maurice now as their head coach, they haven't really changed as much as as they played last year. They're still an aggressive team. They're still a team that's going to push the pace and just be faster than you and use the skill that they have. I think one of the biggest things we now see is we got to deal with the Kachuk family for years to come. Matthew and Brady, they're both past. I think all of Buffalo already hates Matthew, which is hilarious and awesome, and I can't wait for it to continue.
Yeah, were you at the game Thursday or no?
No, I wasn't able to. Remember, I work overnight, so it's hard for me to go to games during the week.
Excuses, my man. Excuses.
I'm
kidding. I know you'd be if you could. My son bought me tickets, so we sat up high. I thought we didn't look good in the first game. I thought we looked sloppy, hesitant. Looked like
I mean, you expect that out of game one.
Exactly. Yes, we do. Maybe the first couple of games you look like that. I thought we looked better against Florida, to be honestly, on watching on TV the second game. But I felt like, especially early on, because it was the first game, it just seemed like I kept saying, "What's wrong with Dowling's stick?" Every time he tried to make a move, we went to pass it. Just something didn't look right the first period. The second period we got on a little bit better. We played better, especially the one line. The Cousins and that, but I just felt like Anderson. I would say before the game, I said, I can't believe Anderson's starting tonight. Anderson won that game for us. I thought Ottawa played us for the most part. The eye test watching from above, it looked like wow, Ottawa probably could have buried us pretty good early. Anderson kept us in. He made a couple of good 1980 looking saves, and they came on. And so you get a 2-1 plus 2 goals empty net to win the game. I like that we held on at the end there the way we had to, that we were able to keep the puck down and over about a minute in their end. So yeah, that was the first game. I'll always take the first 3, 4, or 5 games as, the guys who didn't play too much in preseason and they're going to get their act together. But I think we came out, I thought we played better against Florida. We had our chances, and Skinner shot it right to the glove. My God, I can't believe that save was made, but
that's an amazing save. That's the only spot Skinner can putt it based on his angle.
Yep. And I think the puck went in,
he's
but
we'll never see it. If Skinner is a foot back from where he and he receives the puck there, I think he has a way better shot at roofing that. He was just so wet and tight that putting it where he did, it was the only spot he could, and Knight just got the glove there. That was that might legit just be save of the year after the season. It really could. That was an amazing save, and that was a hell of a play by Peterka to get that puck to Thompson, and then Thompson himself made a great pass to Skinner. That was a nice nifty passing sequence. So I've got some of the numbers from the first couple games. I'm on natural stat trick right now. High danger chances in the Ottawa game was 11-8 for Ottawa. So yeah, it's 3 more very close scoring chances that Ottawa had. But in terms of actual scoring chances in general, it was even. It was 18-18. So Ottawa, and then when you look at expected goals, expected goals for Buffalo was 1.55, while expected goals for Ottawa was 1.76. And guess what? It was exactly the same in the Florida game, 1.76. And Buffalo in expected goals in the Florida game was 1.36. So Buffalo had better chances to score in the Ottawa game. And you could argue, but you could argue they scored. They did score more in the Florida game. They scored one more goal, realistically.
Yep.
So that kind of and that's just more of a testament to Florida, because Florida had the puck most of the game too.
Yeah, and Florida's like, they're good. I mean, I didn't sit there and say, oh, we got to win, we're home. I thought if we win, it's a bonus. I mean, maybe get a point out of there. I was, it was one of those that, Florida's good. We're still learning. And again, the first 5 games, in the first 5 games, we're all going to find each other, so I won't take much out of that. I love that we're going on this road trip, but, looking at the division, there's Boston 2-0, there's Detroit 2-0, that might be a surprise, Florida 2-0. You got Toronto 2-1, but they're losing to Phoenix right now. So Arizona Cardinals.
Are they really losing right now?
After 1-0 after 1. It's Arizona Coyotes.
Oh my God, that is.
I went from Phoenix to Arizona Cardinals to finally get the Arizona.
Oh my God,
Coyotes.
and it was Nick Ritchie who scored. That's not surprising.
And yeah, Buffalo,
it's always the former Leafs that score against the Leafs.
You gotta love it, right? Like Rick Vibe used to do.
Hilarious.
Yeah, Buffalo at 1-1. You have Tampa at 1-2. That's probably a little surprise. You have Montreal 1-2 and Ottawa 0-2.
I don't think Tampa. I mean, Tampa doesn't care. I don't think Tampa cares. I don't think Toronto really cares.
Tampa wants a year off. I mean, they've been to the finals 3 straight years. I mean,
I can't blame them. Yeah, 3 straight years in the finals. I mean, that hasn't happened since when?
Islanders.
Islanders are probably. I don't even think Edmonton did that. The Gretzky Oilers did that.
They went 2, missed 2, and then
So 3 straight years in the cup. We haven't seen that in 40 years.
Wait a minute, Chicago didn't, right? No,
they
I'm
never.
just trying to think of who might have won them. Pittsburgh.
No, Chicago's never lost in the cup.
Okay.
And they're
Pittsburgh went 2 in a row. Yeah, maybe Detroit. Detroit. What about Detroit?
No, 90s? Detroit had the 2 in a row. No, because they went back to back in 97, 98. And then 99 was obviously Dallas, but 96 was Colorado.
All right, first of all, whoever does this on Facebook, when you first get on, it lets you put your name there. If you want to be anonymous, that's okay. But if you're not sure, when it says, you got to let us know. And that's okay. I could probably guess who it is. I would have to go on Facebook to look. But
All right. So with this comment.
Yeah.
First off, let's calm down after it's 2 games. Let's calm down. Tkachuk is going to be that way to everybody, and there's not many players in the league who can shut him up. So let's say
Tkachuk is not that guy.
I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe whoever this person is was expecting Tuck to fight back more and because we still have people in this fan base who will be like Tkachuk shouldn't walk out of this arena.
Talking about here, by the way, which one are we even talking about? The
It could
first game
be.
was
I would imagine Matthew,
right, Matthew.
because
Are
he
we
was the one
talking
who was.
Matthew?
I would
Mr.
imagine
Facebook
Matthew, because
user?
Matthew was the one who was being a jerk on Saturday.
Oh,
Brady
okay.
really wasn't.
Okay. When you're at a game, you don't see it, like you don't hit the commentary, so you're kind of watching what you're watching, you're not picking up on something. So, all right.
No, it's like we still have people in this fan base who are like, he shouldn't even be able to walk out of the arena because he should be leaving in an ambulance and stuff like that. Maybe I'm getting a little extreme with it, but
look at the body bag. I mean, I was singing.
well, people actually do think that though, and it's like
unless he's
like,
on
guys,
our team.
That's the thing. If he was on our team, he'd be your favorite player.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the same, it's like that's just him. Like,
all right. Well,
no.
All right. If
sometimes you just got to deal with them, and sometimes you just need certain people on the team to just push back, and we saw pushback.
Yeah.
I mean,
Darlene
was pushing back. I mean, yeah, everyone was doing it.
I could think of grab Cousins and stuff.
I mean, heck, Darlene. I mean, heck, I've noticed in the first couple of games how much of a pest Darlene has been. Like, he did the snow shower to Josh Norris too. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. Like, and did anyone on Ottawa fight back? And is anyone saying Ottawa's soft? No. Like, it's just things that happen in a hockey game, and it's like, yeah, Tkachuk is going to be the pain in our sides. I'm talking, and I'm mostly talking about Matthew, but I'm referencing both, really. They're going to be pains in our sides. The best thing to do is the guys you have now to don't back down. And guess what? Score on them. Win the game. If he's a pain in your side, but you win the game, who cares? You won the game. It's just frustrating because they lost.
Right. Yeah, it does. It does. I wasn't even frustrated they lost. I mean, I was like, okay. I'll be happy if we're 5-3-2 in this first 10 games.
I mean,
that'd be
Florida Florida was great. That's how they're gonna play. I thought Comrie played well. His goal saved above expected was in the negative, but was only negative 0.13. So he basically allowed the goals that he was expected to allow.
Expected by whom? I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah. But no, that just means he basically did his job. He did what he had to do. And he couldn't, there was nothing, of course there's more he could do. And that's why the GSA-X stat exists, because if you're in the positive, it means you're outperforming your expectations. He met his expectations that game. So the team just didn't score enough goals to give him to win the game. That's it.
Right.
And a lot of that can be a testament to, Spencer Knight making that one save on Jeff Skinner. But otherwise, Comrie was the better goalie in that game. Spencer Knight did not look good.
Yeah.
And even Anderson was the better goalie in the Ottawa game. He outplayed Anton Forsberg. And it's just a difference of one team getting the last goal that they need to win. Especially, because Ekblad scored that one goal on the power play, and the Sabres power play has been atrocious so far.
I want to go back to Ottawa game for a minute. This is what it seemed like to me. And again, when you're at a game, it looks different than on TV. Because on TV, I think it's easier to follow a game a little better on TV, just because you get the replays and that. But here you go. If you are watching the Ottawa game, it seemed like when they got that 1-0 lead, which to me it looked like Anderson was great. So I hate saying to say one goal all game.
I thought that was just a great shot.
Okay, it looked in live. It looks like a slow shot. It was just weird, but everything looks. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It just looked like she had. I couldn't tell. But anyway, he gave one goal. But Ottawa playing that 1-0 lead, it felt like they were playing this like trap style. I wasn't sure Buffalo was going to break through it. And then the pass where Peterka tied. Who made that pass to Peterka?
It was Cousins. Yeah, it was Cousins.
I mean, the pass. Yeah, and once you felt it changing there, and then we scored.
Cousins literally muscles that puck to Peterka. Peterka enters the zone back to Cousins, and you see Krebs trailing, but Cousins just feeds it to Peterka, who as soon as he hits that pass to Cousins, he just bursts through the middle, gets himself open. Cousins hits him with that pass again, and they get the goal. And yeah, that's just a heck of a play by both players. But that play starts because Cousins being able to out muscle the defender to get that puck to Peterka in the middle of the ice.
Wait. Did Bork get waived?
Yeah, Bjork got waived today.
Okay, and okay. I'm sorry. I'm just seeing this now.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and I,
I think that's a sign that Riley Sheehan's going to be back. And
okay.
I think they would rather have an extra center than an extra center and winger as scratches versus two wingers.
All right. While we have our talking these first two games, obviously Paterka, he looks great. He
I
fine.
think he's been fantastic.
People are worried about Quinn. I'm not. People are saying, well, he didn't have a good playoffs. That's not true. He played 10 playoff games. The first 5, he was struggling. The last 5, he played well.
He
played
looked
very
a
well.
lot better, yeah.
He didn't get a lot of points. And if you look at it at just points, then you're missing the whole game. Fans say, oh, Quinn, what's wrong with him? He can't go back to Rochester. I don't think so.
No,
he hasn't been noticeable, but you got to let him play the year. You got to let him and Paterka play the year. You know, it's just what you do. It's too late. He's good enough. He's here.
It's all about adjusting to the NHL speed.
He scored a goal last year here.
He did. He got his first goal already, so that's not something he's got to worry about. Yeah, the NHL speed and the AHL speed are two vastly different, and him and Paterka have, I mean, especially Quinn, showed that he does not need more AHL time. There's no adjusting to professional speed he needs to do. He's got the AHL. If he goes back there, he's dominating again. So it's what more does he have to prove? He has to be up here. He has to play. That's the biggest thing. If they scratch him, it's a problem, in my opinion. If Granato does scratch him, I have an issue. The biggest, and Granato has talked about this, the biggest way for players to learn from their mistakes is to keep playing.
Yep.
You can't you can't put these guys in the raft, in the press box for a game and have to watch the game and learn. Like you don't learn from watching, you learn from playing. You learn from being hands-on. Exactly. So he needs to keep playing. He needs to they need to give him every opportunity for him to continue to improve. And first couple games has been a struggle for him. Yes, I absolutely agree.
It's only 2 games.
I think it's only 2 games, and I think this plays a part into why he's not on the power plays, because he's struggling a lot in the 5-on-5 area. So he does need to earn some power play time too. But maybe even giving him a power play look too that would help him build some confidence too, especially if he can get a goal or 2 on the power play. But despite that, if he just needs to be on the ice, he needs to be playing in game action. He needs to adjust to NHL speed. That's the best thing. That's going to be the best thing for his development. He has to do what he has to do. That's the biggest thing. And I said earlier, if Granato scratches him for any reason, if any reason that isn't he's injured, I have a problem.
Yeah. All right. We're going to take a few seconds here. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody, watch this.
Tonight's show is brought to you by John and Mary's, a Buffalo tradition for pizza, subs, and wings since 1952. From hoagies, subs, and wraps to traditional pizza and wings, John and Mary's menu is packed with old-time flavors and a few modern twists on classic recipes. You could cool down with Perry's ice cream or warm up with a cup of homemade soup. If you're not in the mood for pizza or wings, we have plenty of other options: seafood platters, burritos, fresh salads, and more. There is something fresh and delicious for everyone at your table. Catering, online ordering, and delivery options available. Located in the heart of Buffalo's Theater District, the Buffalo Dinosaur Barbecue occupies a former vault that stored movies for Universal International Pictures. Dinosaur Barbecue has been in Buffalo since 2014 and is located on 301 Franklin Street. Looking for a food stop after your day trip to Niagara Falls? Only 30 minutes away.
All right, figured let's get the both in. Everybody, hey, yep, Dinosaur Barbecue has got some yummy stuff. And, of course, John and Mary's. If you go to the one in Alden on Broadway, tell him Ranting Ron sent you, and he might just give you a discount. It does for me. I mean, I talk about him enough on the show. No, it is really good food. So upon further review, we're going to talk about last week's Sabre games. And the Bills won yesterday. Yay. But I want to show you something yesterday, all right? My friend made this for me. Can you see this right here?
Oh.
Yes, it's made of, I think some kind of metal. He texted me during the Bill, like just at some point before the Bills game started, right?
Yeah.
And he has this thing. I don't know how he does. He make me Darth Vader one next time. And so he tells me, "Hey, are you home?" Yeah, it's Sunday. I got Red Zone going on. What's up? And he goes, "I got something for you." So he walks in with this, and he's got this thing down in his basement that makes it, and he can make them huge, small. He's got this little thing for me. Well, yeah, if you can't see it, but I have this whole Star Wars collection back here, stuff,
Yeah.
toys and everything. Well, my son likes a lot of my stuff, so he went and decorated his room, right? And he decorated his room with all my stuff, and he looks really good. And then he got an $800 Lego set, was one thing, the ship, the destroyer. And the thing is freaking huge. I tried to bring it down here, but obviously you can't. The thing's huge.
Yeah.
It's like it's gotta be like 4 feet long. It's huge. It took him a couple of weeks. And one point he was telling me the other day, he goes, "Yeah, I ever told you this, but I couldn't get the one leg to make it stand. I'd get upset." So mom came. I thought I got jammed. I started crying, and I'm like, it's a Lego set, but no, it's something huge. This is gonna sit there forever. You'll never move, but just sits there, and it's huge. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful. And then he went and bought the canteen. He made the canteen and all that stuff. So that's just our part for the review of Star Wars, the greatest movie ever. But my boss has never seen Star Wars. Who the hell never saw Star Wars? I mean, it's on TV every day. You gotta come across it accidentally. I don't know. Anyways, so I power play. We don't have one.
No.
What's wrong with it? We got, Quinn should be able to shoot that puck. He shoots it well. Darlene, it'll come, right? We got a power play. I don't think we got one this year.
No.
No. What do you see? That it's garbage, or is this we're just missing? What have you been seeing out there?
I think there's a lot of it is a lack of what they want to do. Like, are they're in years past, we always see there's the no look drop pass when Eichel was here, and Eichel would bring it into the zone, or you would see somebody dump it in. It just seems like nobody wants to either be the guy to have to receive a drop pass and have to take it in the zone, or they don't want to be the one to dump it in and lose the puck. It seems like there's a lot more of like just miscommunication so far, and a lot of people trying to figure out where they're supposed to be at, and what position works best for them. We're like Middlestat is on the power play right now, and he's been with he's been with Thompson. They're on opposite ends. They're on the one-time sides, and you figure, okay, well, Tage being on his one-time side makes sense because of the shot and everything, and then. And then even then it's, teams are also honing in on Tage's one-timer, so they're going to cover him more, which means you're going to leave probably Middlestat open, and Middlestat in that spot I don't think works best for him. I think Middlestat is a guy who needs to be more in the down low side, working the puck below the goal line and making passes there. I think it's the same thing with someone like Peyton Krebs. When they both need to be down below so that they can receive a pass, work along the boards, and be able to feed either back to the point or around, to one of the one-timer one on the bumper side. And then you need a guy in front of the net. And the only real thing that I've been encouraged on the power play is, the easy fact that Darlene and Power are the two quarterbacks of the power play. Power didn't get that opportunity when he got here last season. That was Bryson did that. Well, now it's Power's time to do it, and that's at least encouraging. And I think both guys have been fine with being the quarterbacks on the power play. I just want to see them mix it up a lot more. I want to see them use different looks. Tage needs to stay where he is because he's got the shot. That's what he needs to do. Same thing when Olofsson is out there. He needs to be on his one-time side. You need guys there. I want to see them use these other players like a Middlestat, even if they do put Quinn and Paterka on the power play too. Same thing with Cousins, same thing with Tuck. I want to see these guys being used more in the bumper slots / being in front of the net. I think a guy like Jeff Skinner is a perfect net front presence. He's more pesty than people think he is. He's a guy who could really get under people's skin. I mean, you were at the game on Thursday, but the first period had a lot of hot mic interaction. You could hear it from.
I heard that they made Robert turn his mic off because of all swearing in between the benches.
Yeah.
That's why somebody told me after. It was really bad. Wow.
That was pretty much it because someone on one of the benches called another, said, "Shut the F up, you little pipsqueak." That was the quote, and I think they were yelling at Jeff Skinner. That's my thought, because Jeff Skinner gets under people's skin.
Yes, he
can do that. So he's a guy who you should be putting in an area for him to annoy other people.
Yep.
He's got the offensive talent already. We know that. But you let him, let him use that as well, because if people start honing in on Skinner in front of the net, that's going to open up another area for you. Whether that could be a Tage Thompson one-timer, whether that's a Victor Olofsson one-timer if he's with Skinner, whether that's the point with Dahlin and Power, whether that's someone behind the net like an Alex Tuck or Dylan Cousins playing that role, and even Peyton Krebs or Casey Middlestat, all working the same way. You need a good net front presence to draw the defenders in on you so that it opens up the perimeter, and they're not opening up the perimeter. That's always going to be one of their biggest issues unless they have a guy there. Skinner, I think, is perfect for that role. Right. So I don't mind Skinner. I see a lot of people saying that Skinner shouldn't be on the power play because he's not good. Well, no, if you put him here, he'll be a lot better. It's like when Reinhart was here. He's a guy who's going to annoy you in front of the net. So he always was net front presence on the power play. They should be working at it the same way. Now, on the other power play unit, I can't really think of a guy right now who I would want to put in front of the nets.
I put Power in front of the net and let.
That would be fun. I would actually enjoy that a lot. Actually,
let's do that. We got
Skinner. I think maybe that's where I mentioned Tuck and Cousins being more on perimeter guys. Maybe one of those two could be a net front presence guy. I'm just curious how they change up the power play. I also think that they really shouldn't be afraid of just deploying everybody. Kyle Oposo's on the power play too, and I think he's deserving of it. He scored 20 goals last year. He is the captain. He's the higher up on the team for a reason. He still scores goals. Yeah. But I don't think they should be afraid of, taking him off for a shift and putting Quinn on there. And then the next power play, putting him back. I don't think they should be afraid of putting a guy like Asplund on the power play too. Same thing. He could be enough our presence guy. He could be so good at annoying other players.
Picture Granato doesn't seem to be afraid to do anything. We sit there and a lot of people will say, "Oh, Middlestat's on the wrong line." Says this, but Granato just does so much right. I'm going to kind of give him he's not
afraid to think outside the box.
Absolutely, he's got this thing right. Look at Thompson and. I just think he does that. He knows he'll know better. We do. He's there, but he's not afraid to try different things. I'm not going to worry about the power play after 2 games, but
no,
because I know some former coach once said the power play is the engine that drives the offense, and that was probably the dumbest thing I ever heard. No, I'm not worried about it at all. It'd be nice to, you want to get around 20%. So we're going out west here. Hopefully we get a couple just to get it going. And I want to just finish up with we talked about the forwards, talked about the defense, Paterka, we talked about Comrie. I really want to finish up with Power. How do you feel his first couple of games went? He looked very timid sometimes in the game I was at, and against Florida, he seemed to get a little bit. I think he's going to take him a few games here.
Yeah, he looks shaky to start. He looks a lot like a rookie. He's not. And you're going to get that from defensemen too. I mean, rookie defensemen take a while to adjust, and he played really well, when he came here. But remember, he also wasn't being asked to do a lot. He's not being asked to be the team's best defenseman. He's not being asked to be a pivot right away. He's just out. You're just going out there and you're getting experience. You're learning. You're playing. That's the big. And he even then when he came up in last season, he made a couple mistakes. He got burned by Vladimir Tarasenko in that Blues game, and Tarasenko came in and scored a nice one-handed goal. It's going to happen. You're going to make mistakes. I'm not worried about Power at all. I think he's going to be fine. It's just an early season little, shake where everything's a little shaky right now. There's a lot of nerves that are still settling in, because I think for a lot of the team as a whole, I think they understand that expectations are a bit higher this year than they have been in the last couple of years. Nobody really expects this team to make the playoffs, but I think they're expected to take a step forward. I think the players understand that, and I think it could easily be a thing of they're just trying too hard to win right away and trying to do all the right things immediately, and it's just guys just settle down,
Right.
play your game. We'll be fine. It's
How long he
82 games.
plays.
It's an 82 game season for a reason.
It is. And points matter in October as much as they do in April.
Yeah.
I'll say that they all
Points
matter.
Points matter in every month.
Right. It's just like, you know what? We want to see how they play and how they look. They won a game against Ottawa where I didn't think they were the better team, but maybe that was even, like you said. But against Florida, I thought we played them well. Power, we'll see how long you play with Yogi Haru. I think Samuelson and Dahlin that's your line for top line good. They signed him to a ton of that was a move, right? No one's even talking about the 7 years, 20, like people are saying, can't believe the game. That's good.
Oh no, I've seen people talk.
I hope they like it because that's goals, man. 2 or 3 years, these things are going up.
I've seen a lot of people, especially not in the Buffalo area, completely rip on the Sabres for that deal. And I'm just thinking, guys, like it's rough. No, it's rough now, but they're looking at it 4 years down the road.
Sure, because that's when you're gonna be. You have to pay, and people.
That's what they expect, because that's when the team expects themselves to be real contenders. They're not looking at it as a this or next year thing. They're looking at it at a 4 years from now.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Everyone got mad we were signing Reinhardt these 1 year dingers.
Yeah,
that was real so weird, but whatever. I trust
the
Adams.
team, I think the real loser in that deal, and if anything, is probably Samuelson, because the only reason he wins is because he's getting $30 million. That's it, over 7 years. That doesn't start until next year anyway. If realistically he would have been better off taking a bridge now. If he re-signs, let's say, to a 3-year deal now, it gets, whatever money, doesn't matter. And then 3 years, and then, when his contract's up, if he is where the team thinks he's going to be, he's getting double what he just got on his next contract. So this is the team betting on him. This is the team betting that he's going to outperform the cap hit that he's at, that he's going to be at next year. And Samuelson gets a good amount of money, and they're gonna have him for his best years.
Pretty much. Yeah,
he's 23. He's gonna be like 30 or 31 when the contract's up.
By then we have 2 cups in the bag. We're good.
By then he's based on his play style, he's probably on the decline. Yeah. So they're gonna have him for the duration of his best years.
And I don't care what people outside Buffalo say. I mean, I don't pay attention to what the Anaheim.
No, but it gets frustrated because they don't look at it in that way.
I get more frustrated. I get more frustrated when Buffalo fans complain about it because it's like you sit there on one hand, we never spend any money. We didn't do UFAs. Who wants UFAs? We don't want UFAs. We don't spend money. Oh, why are you giving this guy so much money? How about just see what happens? I mean, here they are. They're not just spending money for a reason this summer because they got signed Dahlin. I don't know. Dahlin's got a big contract eventually coming up, right?
Yeah, Dahlin's eligible for an extension this summer.
Yeah, Power's going to be
same thing.
He's going to be asking for an extension. I mean, it's going to be players. I mean, Buffalo doesn't have no superstars, but
really everybody on their defense is eligible for an extension.
Pretty much.
Summer, so.
I think they're thinking about 3 years down the road. We're not winning the cup in the next 2 or 3 years, anyways. Maybe.
I just get frustrated that that like people not in the Buffalo area don't at least acknowledge, don't at least try to acknowledge that, like, oh, this could actually work out for them. Like it's the same thing with the Tage contract. Like, if he continues to play the way he did like last season, then he's outperforming that contract, and Kevin Adams looks like a genius, and he's just doing the same thing with Samuelson. And I don't think people are really like recognizing that. They're just going based off of what they've seen already, which is fine, but you also gotta look at, what are they thinking, 3 years down the road. That's typically, I think that's way more important to look at than what they've done already.
Yeah. That contract
you're re-signing these young players.
That contract is proof of the pudding. They have a plan.
Yeah,
and that's just it.
That's the biggest thing is the team has a plan. They know what they're doing, and not everything's going to be 100%, but you got to take your chances on these young players. God. How else are you gonna?
He's not 18. He is 23. He's put his
Thompson's 24. Samuelson's 22 right now.
These guys are just getting close to getting into their prime. And we'll go from there. So, all right. Well, that's it. Yeah. That was a plan for the review. I think that was a great chat. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun. We're tired. We're 1-1. I'm hoping next time we talk. I know we're on the Western Coast.
We'll have 3 more games to react to. Yeah, on the Western Canada trip.
If we can stay up for any of them, right?
Oh, I'll be up.
There you go. Oh yeah, I know you'll be.
I
up.
have to because I have to work.
Right, just take you over, take your little fan just to radio. So, but take
And
us
I
home
can
on
watch.
this.
I'll be watching I can watch it.
All right, because yeah, I know. Oh, really? Yeah, that's right. You work at. I won't say where you work, but you work at a place where you probably have a nice little TV going there. So
I'll be watching it on. Well, I won't get. They don't have MSG on the TVs, but I have my phone. I can watch it on.
there you go. All right, take us home.
So, yeah, so we'll see you guys next time. We might be on tomorrow. Where we have a guest that we're planning. It could either be tomorrow or it could be next week. But if it's not tomorrow, we'll be on again to react to the next 3 Sabre games. Tomorrow they play Edmonton at 9. Thursday they play Calgary at 9 and Vancouver on Saturday at 10. So you know what that means. Guess what's back? Hashtag Sabres After Dark. I love it. I can't wait. No, it's what I love the Western trips for Sabres After Dark just because it's so much fun to be able to stay up with on Twitter and be able to watch these games and react to them. So we'll have the 3 games to react to. Next week, Tuesday, they play Seattle as well. So we got that.
You don't get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You're up at that time already.
I'm already up at that time because I'm still working at 5 a.m.
All right. Good show, buddy. Everybody, have a great night.
Have a great night.